What is Japanese street culture? Where does it come from? And what are the misconceptions? Beyond even that, what are the expectations you should have if you're coming here for the first time or plan on staying here for an extended time? We dive into that and more on this episode of The State. Let's get it. So we are in Shibuya, folks, the epicenter of Japanese street culture. But is it all that it's cracked up to be? You know, when I first came here like 5 to 7 years ago, I was enamored with this place. I thought it was the most amazing area until I realized that it was really the Western viewpoint of what Japan actually is. But it still remains like the epicenter of street culture. So we have to dive in and pick apart its layers. It's more than the fashion labels, the girls, the food, the girls. It's more than all of that. So we have to take a look at what makes Shibuya what it is and why it is that epicenter. Why do we have street culture emanating from this place more than any other place in Japan? I think the biggest misconception about Japanese street culture is that they take and really they don't give back. Or they take and they just kind of detail everything. It's more of a lifestyle thing or just copying a lifestyle. But if you look at it from the viewpoint of, you know, you're a Westerner, if you're a Westerner watching this, you're introduced to all of the fashion, all of the lifestyles that you're familiar with via maybe celebrity, and then you kind of follow that. Think about it like this. Say you're into hip hop and you follow a certain hip hop artist. When you follow that artist, you kind of understand their trajectory. And if they go into fashion, you may follow their fashion sense. And once you find out what their lifestyle is like, then you kind of follow their lifestyle. But in Japan, those Western lifestyles, they get it all at one time. So everything that you gradually went into, they get all at one time. So they have to piece together this entire culture. And then once they do, they kind of formulate their own vision of it. So it's not necessarily copying, it's almost like a reimagining of what's already there. And being that they're not directly a part of that lifestyle, you kind of understand where Japanese street culture comes from. It comes from an amalgamation of things, a mixture of things. And that's what makes it dope. Everything that's new that comes from the West ends up hitting Japan and they end up having to get everything out of it. You know, I remember about a few months ago, they didn't even know who Childish Gambino was, right? Flash forward about now and you can hear Childish Gambino all over the radio. But there is a respect for what's already been there. There is a respect for the original taste of things. You have stores like Beams right over here. Beams is a store that basically extrapolates all of that culture, all of the fashion culture. And they bring those styles from those different cultures to Japan. You have other ones like United Arrows Beauty and Youth. They do the same thing. They're actively searching for something new. So street culture is more about discovery in Japan than it is about trying something that some celebrity did. I have to admit, it's easy to be critical. It's easy to be critical of what's happening in Japan. It almost looks like they're taking culture and they're reselling it, repackaging it. But that's not the case. At least that's my opinion. That's not the case. And it's very easy to call me kind of like an apologist for Japanese culture, but you have to understand the amount of respect that they have, the love that they have for it. That doesn't mean that they're diehard in love with just Western things. Nah, I don't want people to kind of misinterpret that. What it is a love for everything that is available, culture in general. So what is Japanese street culture? You know, honestly, I can't answer that question in one sitting. It's more than just borrowing styles or borrowing lifestyles from the West. It's absolutely more than that. And it's more than just discovery and acceptance of the Japanese way. There's so much appreciation here and so much respect for pretty much everything. And coming to Shibuya, it seems like everything's up for grabs. You can do anything. But that is only the surface level. In order to understand it completely, we have to peel back even more layers and visit more areas. So that's what we're gonna do. Until then, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international culture and fashion from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I'll see you guys in a minute.